So hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done anything. Just really got back into Diablo. I never really did much from one of the previous patches, probably about 2.3 or whatever, so after 2.4 I missed quite a lot of content. Got back into the game, absolutely loving it, back on the Wizard, because the Wizards had a lot of a lot of really good content updates, particularly, Tal Rasha. But there's also a lot of items that have been added, belts and the rings, all kinds of stuff, weapons, making the Wizard a lot more flexible. There's a lot of different builds you can do. One of the things I've really been having fun with is Spectral Blades. I know there was already a lot of speed farming videos and everything out with it because it is such a cool one to play around with. But I just love the difference it allows you to be kind of like the monk and just being able to run around doing a lot of melee kind of damage, really high damage as well with Tal Rasha. Now the one thing that makes that fully possible is the fragment of destiny. Now I found it's better to have that in the cube because it allows you to use different weapons, whatever kind of weapons you want to use, and get the full benefit of the fragment's legendary text. The other one in the cube is the depth diggers for the 100% for the additional damage, because this is all about your primary skill, believe it or not. It does so much damage, it's incredible. And Unity, just because you're really tanking, really face tanking the enemy, you just want to I find that Unity without it maybe just a little bit squishy, but just allows you to share the offload. So in the actual weapon screen and the armor I'm using, I'm actually using Serpent Sparker at the moment purely because it allows 2 Hydras, and I'm using the Mammoth Hydras, which just coat the floor in stupidly high fire damage, but it's also one of the highest weapon damages I've got, so it does allow me to do a lot of damage for that. You could quite easily swap it out with an Ether Walker. I've been using Azarath because you've got the cold skill, the chance to freeze, and it also has those little bonuses against the undead. That's also a very good one, purely because the chance to freeze enemy when you're in the face, when you couple that with paralysis, you do get to stun a lot of enemies, but we'll go into that in a second. So Serpent Sparker, and the main of it is really Tal Rasha. I got strong arm braces. I've actually found that the strong arm braces is helping even more so. I mean, I've tried the Age Parthian Defenders, but I don't have a set that is really high enough damage on it. I just lose a little bit. You could use it for the extra stun damage mitigation. The Warzik and Arm Guards for the extra speed boosts and stuff. So it's a little bit flexible. You can use it, but the strong arm braces just helps with that extra damage. I mean, 25% extra damage from the stunned enemies. It's a lot. Tal Rasha, I still haven't got an ancient decent Tal Rasha necklace. Tal Rasha helmet. Now you notice I've got a purple gem in the helmet. It's not to do with cooldown. There's a reason for that. I'll go into a second. That's to do with life per hit. So you got the Tal Rasha again. I've got a Deathwatch mantle purely because it's again the best one I've got, and in close quarters it just gives off that little bit of extra damage. Tal Rasha grip belt, the Shame of Del Seer. That's purely because I got the depth diggers in the cube. Now this is the one that gives you a signature spell, 50% faster attack, and it's restoring the arcane power. So whilst you're running around with Spectral Blades, you're constantly getting your arcane power up, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just spam it as much as you want, and it's attacking 50% quicker, which is a huge boost. You got Tal Rasha strides, because it's Tal Rasha. You got the Nilford boots, the new Nilford's boots. Massive amount of damage these do now. I mean, I'm getting, even with my damage, you can see there are 2,100, well, 2 million on the left there. I'm still getting the fire meteors hitting for about 20 to 30 billion. And it's just massive damage. It really is. Now, so because the fragment has got attacks 50% faster and it deals 200% increased damage. The depth diggers are also giving me 100% increased damage, and I said from the belts you've got 50% attack damage, so I've got 100% speed damage and 300% extra damage just for that primary skill. So as you can see, I mean, when you're going around at that speed and you've got 4 stacks of Tal Rasha, it does massive damage, as you'll see in the video. Now, the thing behind this, you can see at the bottom there, I've got 50 million toughness. So that's gone up to 59 because I'm using the energy armor with force armor. So that's giving me a lot of resilience, a heck of a lot of resilience as I'm going around. I've got audacity for the extra damage because you are phase tanking, so everything that gets near you gets 30% extra damage. Cold-blooded because I'm freezing them. What I'm doing is I'm using Blizzard to freeze anything that's a problem. You freeze it, which gives you the extra damage from the stuns as well. You got the black hole. As soon as an elite appears or a big group appears, spell steal is absolutely fantastic because not only is it grouping up the enemies, you're getting the increased damage from that as well. So that's the arcane one. I'm using magic weapon, force weapon, just for the extra damage purely. I've got 2 hydras whacking out loads and loads of fire damage. And the Spectral Blade itself, I'm using Thrown Blade. This is the lightning damage one. So this is going out to 20 yards instead of 15, and it's increasing the damage as well. So as you can see, if I'm getting 300% extra damage, that's really ramping that up, and 100% damage on top, speed on top. Now, the one thing that's keeping me alive on the whole is the fact that I am getting a huge amount of health back as I hit, life per hit. I've got Bane of the Trapped, which obviously that's going to work with virtually all the wizard skills. But it's Simplicity Strength. Now I've managed to get that up to rank 62 now. So again, that's another 56% damage for the primary skill. But it's healing me for 4% of my maximum life. And that's what you got to remember on hit. Hence why I've got the purple gem in there. And a lot of the items you'll see there, 15% extra life, 14% extra life. I could get extra life from that as well. 10% extra life. 23% extra life on the Tal Rasha. So when we look into that, even though it doesn't look like I'm doing a massive amount of damage, it's the sustainability of this build, which is absolutely huge. Life per hit, I've only got 8,000, but when you look at my maximum life, 1 million, well, it's nearly 1,200,000. So if I'm getting 4% of that, you divide that by 10, gives me 120,000. Divide that by 4, that's going to give me, what was that, 12 times 4, 48,000. 48,000 per hit plus the 8,000 down the bottom there. So that's giving me, what, 56,000 per hit. And the speed that you're hitting...
Thank you for coming.
Get off. You are hitting so quick. Your life is just generating on a real fast basis. I mean, generally, the mobs... You can face roll those, and even with the elites, as long as there's not too many elemental stuff going on, you can really get your health up as you're attacking them and stunning them, with freeze and using the black hole. So as a whole, this works extremely well. It's an excellent build. As I said, from the skills, all of these skills work very quick on the fly as well. So as you're running around, you can stick the Hydra ahead of you, freeze things ahead of you. Anything comes up to bother you, you just use the black hole, and it's the arcane never ever goes down, so you can spam it as much as you want. So when you get a cooldown pylon, you can keep on using that black hole and everything just to stun the enemies as much as you can, freeze them in place, and then just absolutely face roll them using that. So we're getting to the video now, and we'll show you. This is my second time I've run through a 65. And as you'll see from doing a level 65, even with those stats at 2-1 million damage, absolutely smashed it. So hope you enjoy this. Cheers guys, goodbye.
Prove yourself.
time.
You have triumphed. I am skilled at clarifying gems.
I am returning to town.